And we're back. Welcome to part 2. Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Gail.
How's it going?
Great.
That's awesome.
What a beautiful day we've got out there.
Oh, I know. It started that way. I do love when the sun comes out. I have to say. Starts our day, and that's the promise of our lives, I reckon.
That's right.
So, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, I thought today that we could talk about limited beliefs and how we can overcome our own fears and limiting beliefs to move forward through our obstacles in life.
So say if we've got something in our life perhaps that's not working, that there may be some belief blocking it from working. Like, I don't know, for myself anyway, I've sort of started things and then I've got to a point and it's just like, nothing seems to be happening. I can't really push myself past that point. Is that the type of thing you're thinking of?
Yes, just sometimes we can be all in our head and we think that we can't, achieve things. How can we break through that barrier and to move through that, to be able to, I guess, conquer those limiting beliefs?
First, I think you've got to know you've got limiting beliefs.
Right.
Or that there is some belief that is holding you back. And that's not an always the easy thing because we're not taught anything about our beliefs and how they can help us and how they can also sometimes be barriers to what we're wanting. So first is identify whether it is a belief that you have. Now, how do you identify that is a belief? It's simply what you say to yourself. So do you say, I can never do this right? That is a limiting belief.
Yes.
And as you can imagine, that would affect many areas of your life, not just one. It simply would probably affect every area of your life if you said things like that. So monitor what you say to yourself when you're actually going to attempt to do something, or say you go, I'd really love to be able to do a marathon, for instance.
Yes.
I'm not fit enough. I haven't got time to get fit. No one in my family's ever done this before. Why do I think I can do it? So challenging, that comes from belief.
Yes.
That comes from all those kinds of things I said.
Yes.
But beliefs perhaps that are wrapped around them. And so some people never get past that.
No.
They never actually challenge themselves to kind of like, well, just go on a walk that's like those, they set up those kind of like walkathons or, 5K, 10K kind of walks. Whenever they come up, it just like, consider going and doing it. And the way that you can actually deal with the belief around it is go, well, I can at least give it a go. Okay?
Yes.
I can. So if I can't do it, what really am I losing by not being able to do it? Okay, maybe I'm proving to myself I couldn't do it, but wouldn't it be great? This is the challenge. Wouldn't it be great to be able to attempt it and just see how far I could get with that, and hope that I could even take it further than that, you know? I think that's one of the big things. Give it a go without having an expectation, because you already have a belief that you cannot do it. So guess what? If you want to surprise yourself, give it a go.
And I hear a lot about, letting go and entrusting into the universe. How does one let go when they're very used to being quite holding on to everything? They hold on to everything for dear life.
The thing is that we all hold on to things because we have a fear of what will happen if we let go. And the universe is a great teacher in this, that they will put you in situations where there is no choice other than to let go. And it will take time. They don't ever go, well, they don't, when I say they don't ever go, just scrub that. Mostly it's gradual encouragements to let go by what's happening in your life. You know, if there is a situation in your home that changes and you have to do kind of like downsize, you know, then there's something of an exercise that universe is giving you to just kind of like let go of some of those things. We feel we're letting go of control.
Yes.
We're feeling like that if we let go, we will have no control. But do you know the greatest control you have is the act of choosing to let go?
And how can we, what tools can we use to let go when things are very chaotic? For example, say there's a situation that's beyond your control, but you're in it. And you need to be part of it. But at the same time, you don't want to fully invest your full body, mind and soul into it. You need to kind of let go for your own peace of mind. How can we do that while still being in a situation where we've got no control over?
So when you're in a situation, you're pulled into scenarios.
Yes.
But then you can be pulled this way and this way and this way. And it gets too much. You get to a point yourself where I can't do this. I can't keep doing the same thing. And it's that point that you kind of like take a breath. You actually stop. You actually take a breath. I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And you actually, by doing that, take a step back.
Yes.
The thing is, you do not have to re-engage, but we often get pulled again into it and then around by it and apart by it. So it is again that teaching process of the universe where you go, I've had enough. I have to, you know, do something different. And if you can't think of what to do, then you just kind of go, I'm out. You know, I just need a break. But that's the teaching process of letting go.
Yes.
In those moments. Whether they're even just small moments and then you join back in.
Yes.
You have let go for that instant in that moment. The ultimate letting go is when you choose not to engage at all. When you can see the situation, the dynamic, the people in it, whatever's going on, and when you can choose your own best action, your own best application of your tools, your knowledge, your skills. Sometimes, like I said before, it's about staying out of it. It's about staying calm. It's about waiting for the right moment. It's about being patient while other things sort themselves out. Mm-hmm. The thing about not letting go is that we feel we need to control things. We hold on so tight that we're not able to interact in any way whatsoever because we're holding on so tight the whole time. And then we're defending. We're holding on tight. We're defending. Yes. So no progress is made. We're not getting anywhere. So letting go is like the process of being able to have things flow again.
Right, okay. Changing the subject a little bit, quite like to know a little bit around manifestation, what that is, how we can do it for the benefit of ourselves. Obviously, it's manifestations around thoughts, isn't it?
So manifestations are around thoughts,
yes,
desires, and wishes,
right,
not emotions. They can be, desires and wishes can be triggered by emotion.
Yes.
Thoughts can be triggered by emotion, desires, wishes. They all can be triggered by each other.
Okay.
So getting your mind, your emotions, and your kind of like soul, if you like, your intuitive senses, your desires to all work together.
Can our limiting, obviously with limited beliefs and things, that can halter our manifestation abilities, or we can
absolutely
be leading into manifesting the wrong things? So
I'm not sure about manifesting the wrong things. I feel we manifest by osmosis exactly
yes,
what we need to get us to our desire. It's almost like it can seem like we're going in the wrong direction, but you still will eventually end up exactly where you want to be.
Right.
It's just that you don't have to, because if you could address those limiting beliefs, or even know that you have them.
Yes.
And beliefs are you, okay? So you form your beliefs between the age of 7 years old and 10 years old. You have beliefs that are called core beliefs. These are pretty much taken on board by you during your 7th year of life on this planet. So 7-year-olds that have any experience in their life that affects them personally in any kind of dramatic, significant way forms a belief about their personal self.
Right.
So say if it was something about a parent leaving, for instance. So the child would blame themselves, because children blame themselves. They think they're not good enough for that person to stay in their lives. So they will form a belief about their worthiness, their deservability, their lovability, as in, are they lovable? They may choose relationships in later life then that are relationships where there is no love, or very little love, where love is abuse. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
That they attract people who are abusive because it proves to them that they're not worthy. We don't know we're doing this. This is all unconscious, geared from our beliefs that we have taken on as core beliefs. So they're very strong identity markers. It's like we identify who we are as a person by these ones. There are core beliefs around money, relationships, like I said, yourself, work, your work ability,
yes.
your capabilities. So many of them at that 7th year of age with those significant moments. And I would get you to look at your 7th year if you can remember it, because I will guarantee you that you had significant moments in your 7th year that have formed some core beliefs that will help you identify what those may be.
With those that may have had a very rough childhood, especially around that age group that you were just mentioning, and they've developed some pretty strong core beliefs about not being enough, not being loved, perhaps that was the case for them. What are some ways that can core beliefs be challenged or changed or shifted, or are they more to be embraced, understood, that kind of thing? What advice would you give to somebody who has gone through some pretty challenging and have got some pretty strong, maybe negative core beliefs about themselves, who are wanting to change that? Because you can't change what's happened to you, obviously, in your past, but are there ways that we can work with it? Or
Yeah, and the first thing is, this is not who you are. This is what you have chosen to take on board. So there are reasons you've chosen to take these core beliefs on board, and that is because from that moment forward, these core beliefs helped draw to you those experiences, those people, those situations that were learning opportunities, that actually were opportunities to prove to you, show you that you need to challenge these. The understanding is an understanding that they actually have a purpose in your life, that they have helped you in a lot of different ways, even if it seems back to front right now, to kind of like feel like you don't deserve things. In some ways it feels back to front, but in other ways it's like, think about the people then that have said to you, well, you deserve this, or this is for you, and you go, why me? Why me? You find it hard to accept things from people, gifts from people, is because you have some sort of belief. It may not be a core one, but you definitely have some sort of belief around your worthiness, your deservability, because you won't accept and receive. You know, one of the greatest gifts you can give another person is to receive from them what they are giving. It is a huge gift. You give to someone else and you absolutely feel good about it. Why would you rob that feeling from somebody else, being able to enjoy it? So receiving is very important, but just saying that a belief, if it is around you not deserving, you're being shown that in some way you do. So it challenges the belief. It casts doubt on the belief, which is actually really cool. But we're talking about core beliefs here.
Yes.
And what happens from the age of 7 is you get examples that do kind of confirm what you've got as a core belief, because your identity is, and what you think about yourself is absolutely key to your being able to function at all in this world. So these are your beliefs, and every other situation that's like the same situation that proves to you that you're right is simply to help you establish some place to start from,
Right.
to develop from, to grow from. And during your whole life, however long you have lived, the universe has actually still given you those things so you feel comfortable. Those situations that prove that you were right about those beliefs that you have. So challenging a belief is breaking a belief altogether is quite a challenge. And they talk about, there's that saying, it's like the layers of an onion, you know, peel off the layers of the onion. So one belief at a time, because I tell you what, it is too catastrophic to your whole entire being to actually shatter a core belief that you still believe, okay?
Right,
there are techniques that can be used. They are careful techniques, but what I can promise you, whether it's a core belief or a belief, what you will find that happens is that the moment somebody challenges your belief that you have, that you know about you, you will defend it, you will get angry, you'll get absolutely annoyed at that person. You will protect it and defend it for life.
Yes.
And saying that is a way you can identify what your belief is.
Can we bring core beliefs in from a past life?
No. These beliefs are 100%
From
now lifetime.
Right.
So we bring tools, skills, abilities with and memories that are useful in this lifetime that we don't remember, the subconscious memories, maybe in ways of moving, or maybe ways of doing things, approaching things, maybe like mathematical problems or whatever.
Right.
But
the experiences are always of this life, or of the life that we've got at the time.
So the beliefs we take on board
Yes.
are from this life. Okay? So the beliefs are based on our seventh year experience. You know, we've been the computer absorbing all that information from before we're born, right up to the age of 7. 7, we're aware. It's a very key year. The number itself is very important, because a child will be doing a lot of self-reflection. Who am I? This is how they measure themselves, by how people treat them, by what is successful in their life, what works, what doesn't work, and they will form beliefs around that. So if a 7-year-old had an absolutely magic year, I'd love somebody to tell me that they had an absolutely magic year when they were 7, they will feel very confident, very empowered, very able to deal with any situation. They would not necessarily attract drama at all into their lives, because they simply wouldn't know what that looked like. Do you know what I mean? They'd have taken on all these other beliefs about who they were, what they're capable of, how empowering they can be, and how wonderful their abilities and talents could be and could grow into, where all the rest would seem to be insignificant. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So beliefs are important, though, because they are what makes you you. And I said before, to identify a belief is if you feel challenged by somebody, if you feel annoyed about what somebody said, think about Why did you feel annoyed about what somebody said? There's a very easy way to see other people and see what they believe, and that is talk about politics. Okay?
Yes.
The other one is religion. It's a little bit different these days, but it's still quite a key thing, because even if you're not religious or been brought up in a religious setting, you have your own core beliefs. You know, if you're an atheist or I don't know, whatever, but you have your own core beliefs. And if somebody challenges those, argues with them, just notice how you respond. Because even if you feel the need to say something, that's kind of like feel the need to say something, you're actually you've got a belief there. So identifying beliefs is the very, very first thing. Know that you've got them. You have. They are the building blocks of what make you and your personality and character. You hold on to them because they're concrete. So think about blocks of concrete, and if one of those blocks of concrete was missing, your shoulder would flop or something, type of thing.
Right.
A part of you would collapse, as in. So changing beliefs is a process, and it does have a very profound effect on you personally, but also your life afterwards. Very useful to challenge your beliefs. Look at your beliefs. Do they still serve you? Now, the universe is amazing, because if there is a belief that you hold about yourself, your life, the way life is, whatever it is, and it is no longer going to work for you in your future life, the universe, by all its magic, steps in, creates a situation that absolutely shocks you. Absolutely, this comes unexpectedly, it floors you, and that is the universe saying, well, out with the old, that's your concrete block gone. And you need to form another concrete block. Right. So form another belief, a better belief though, a much more sustainable belief. It's like in the old days, right? Okay, so we were brought up with this concept that males were chauvinist pigs, as in a generalised, because of the way males were with women back then. You know, they had the rights, women had nothing. And so I had one of those beliefs that every man was this way, until one day watching Oprah, she invited John Gray, who wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, on the show. And my first reaction, what does a man know about a woman? I was like, this is ridiculous. I mean, I had watched Oprah. I enjoyed Oprah. I thought she was pretty cool back in the day, and this is way back in the day. And I sat there. I made myself. Didn't turn it off, because this is what a belief will do if it wants to hold on. It'll go, turn it off, don't listen.
Yes.
I made myself watch it. One, I was curious, how well did he actually know women? And I was blown away, because he was the first male, though, that shattered that belief that all men were, because mine was all men are this way, right? But he was not. Later I found out that he had been a man that had sat with his wife and listened to his wife, and she had given him a lot of these insights into being a woman, but he had actually spent the time, listened, took it on board that we were different creatures to men.
Yes.
It was one of those little shift moments that you have.
Yes.
In life.
It would have been.
So yeah, beliefs are there. I invite you, if you do not know, I do have a process I can help you establish, find and discover exactly what you do believe. And it may surprise you. It may surprise you. You have got layers on top of your core beliefs that need to be peeled off probably first, but there is a specific technique, and I was put through this. I was put through this with neuro-linguistic programming, training that I did.
Yes.
And it was very, very difficult for me to do. I got so angry. I wanted to run out of the room. I wanted to punch the person in front of me. And I'm not a violent person, believe me. But my defence mechanisms were toward anything to protect us. These were going for core beliefs, not just beliefs.
Yes.
And I made myself sit through it, be humiliated, feel humiliated, be embarrassed, because we like to feel proud of ourselves. But I made myself and my ego be completely challenged in all kinds of ways. And in the end, you know what happened? I saw it. I remembered taking it on. And I laughed. I laughed and I laughed. Because what I took on as a core belief that was so truthful to me at the time was that I was an insignificant speck of nothing. That was my core belief. That I was nothing, meaningless, whatever. But they were the words, that I was an insignificant speck of nothing. And do you know why I laughed? Because even the smallest of atoms and protons and all that kind of stuff is something. So it was so absurd that it absolutely took me from an A-type personality,
Yes.
a do it right, get it perfect
Yes.
type of person, a, boom, 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 100 miles an hour person, to a B-type personality and into a C-type personality pretty much immediately.
Wow.
It was. And
That's incredible.
I am so grateful for that process. Was it easy? No. So what I'm saying to everybody out there now, just to change the subject and so that we can kind of get to a point where we wrap this up a little bit, is that every single challenge that you have had in your life this year has been kind of like poking the stick at a belief that you've had. And if it's come as a shock, a surprise, or anything unexpected has happened in your life, you have just had one of your beliefs absolutely exploded. Whether it's a core belief or not, we're not sure until a similar kind of thought comes to you or experience comes to you through what you're doing of a day. Sometimes if a person has a stroke or a heart attack or something like that, that comes unexpected, and they weren't expecting it. They obviously were, it's like you're going along in life and everything's all fine, and the next thing you have that. So it makes you question things. Your belief about what you thought about maybe several areas of life is just gone,
Absolutely.
Gone to be remodeled.
Yes, I like that word, remodeling.
And the remodeling is choose to take on beliefs now that you want to be able to believe in, that are more supportive, enlightening, hopeful,
Fantastic.
positive.
That's so great to hear that we can actually do something positive around some of the negative core beliefs that we may have.
Well, we can not just do something positive, we can
fully change the script.
Yeah.
Fully change the script. Wonderful.
Takes a brave person. Takes a brave person, changes yourself, changes your external world as well. But it's powerfully better, powerfully for you. And look, we're talking about one belief at a time, one step at a time.
Yes.
Peeling the layers, not going for gold, seriously. Not unless somebody feels something must absolutely change about how they are and how they operate in the world.
Yes.
But anyway, my darling, thank you so much for joining again, Sonia.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. So everyone out there, have an awesome rest of October. We will meet up again for our November reading. And we are getting closer to Christmas, obviously, when we come back in November. And if you would love to contact me or Sonia through me, we are 027 4166 545. And it's been lovely talking to you today. Have an awesome, awesome, awesome rest of October. Namaste.